What is up, YouTube? This is your girl, Kill Rose. Right now I'm at the gym. This is a partake, like number two, I guess. The first one video, I was trying to pause it because I was doing a project. It's not a real life project, but it kind of is. But at the same time, it's not. Like I'm creating Minecraft videos. So in the next, I don't know, I would say this is the year of 2025, so in 2 years, it will be like at least 2027. And so, well, I think it was like 127 days. So I'm thinking of still playing the new games that I'm gonna start playing, but I want to be able to like surprise you guys, in a way where, I mean, of course it's not a surprise anymore, but to know how many days I have to create a Minecraft world. And I have so much time in my hands that I could do that as many times as I want. And of course, I was thinking of doing it longer than that, but YouTube doesn't really allow that, which kind of blows. I mean, I was hoping to at least get like a decade worth, so I can really hit the nostalgia with other people. But that's basically it that I wanted to share with you guys, that I wanted to make Minecraft videos. But it's gonna be start of January of 2027. It's gonna be fun. Of course, I make time-lapse videos only because I like to cut out each part of on like things that are so much time consuming that I don't want to bore anyone. And so I'm thinking of just putting everything, a time-lapse video, in one day. So I would like give you guys a heads up to let you know that, hey, you might want to silent the notifications, because there's going to be a lot coming through in that same day. So, and it's gonna be interesting how I'm gonna go about my day to day. But besides just playing the current games that I'm planning to play, at the same time I will still be playing Minecraft, the game that I do enjoy, but making content that is worthwhile. And now 2 years is a long time. It may not seem like it, because it really isn't, but at the same time, you don't know what 2 years will be like, at least for you or for me, because I don't know. I can't really predict these things. Sometimes I have like a mindset that I have, like a goal, or like something that I wanted to do, and some things like that change over time. Sometimes it disappoints me in a way, but sometimes I'm like, think of it as a positive aspect in my life. And it's just so weird how to describe it all. And I'm sorry about this lighting. It's not really that great, only because of how dark it is, I guess. And the only light source is probably this one, like way far from my right. And it's alright, but I guess I'm like by trees, I guess, so it's like kind of blocking like the lightings. I don't know, guys. I'm just here just living it all, and I don't know, trying to live my best life and working out. So working out is going great. I feel like today I need to go harder. I was so exhausted in the morning, and I mean, I stayed up until like 12 at midnight, and I had to wake up like at least like by 5 just to get ready and go to work. But yeah, it was a tough day, but I'm glad that I made it here, and I'm glad that I am here. It's 8:13, so yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm starting to do the legs. As you know, Monday, it seems like Monday is always the busiest days of all days. At least sometimes when people do, are like not motivated, but they are more prone to have the routine together. And now, if it's not a routine, then it has to be something that you just love to do, on a day basis. I love going to the gym. I love working out at least most of the time. Some days are more frustrating than others. Some days, not all of the days, but there's some days where you're tired, like you feel like you're going slow at a slower pace than you normally do, and so you're like, what the heck is going on with me? I know what I need to do at the end of the day. Why am I not accomplishing those things? And sometimes it gets to the boiling point where you feel discouraged and you just want to just freaking throw in the towel and say, you know what? Good night, guys. I'm done. I am so freaking done today. But you shouldn't do that. You should just get into the consideration of having a light workout. Don't beat yourself over it, because trust me, I do that every single time when I don't. It's kind of selfish in a way, but if I don't get it my way and I know how to do things at a certain pace, and and I know how to, like like the self-control, like, if you know you have the control of something and you know how to do it because you've been there and you experienced it, and somehow, some way, you can't push yourself to do more, it does get, if I don't have it my way, then oh my god, it feels like it's like the end of the world, I guess. For me, it's like I don't mind about anyone else. They can do what they do best. But for me, that is a whole different story. If I do something new, I want it to be perfect. I don't care what anybody else says. Like, oh, you just started. Why are you, saying, stuff, or, and, this is your first time. You don't have to have that, the highest expectations on yourself. You don't want to stress yourself too much, but sometimes I do. I always tell myself, keep on task. What, it's a simple thing that you can do on the first day. And sometimes it's so weird. I always expect myself to, to land something perfectly. But then when I mess up, I, call myself dumb. I call myself slow. like you should get it by now, but you don't. It doesn't click right. And so I'm just rambling at this point, guys. But yeah, those things are, sometimes I do feel those things, and maybe it's not sometimes, but it's okay, I guess. That's all I gotta say, is that I'm gonna go work out. I'm just doing the same old thing. And I guess what was it, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, my cat got a bird and was playing with it, and I was freaking out because I didn't want to go back and grab something so I could carry it. And so I had to call either my dad. Well, no, I called my mom first, but she wouldn't answer the phone, so I called my dad. And so he was like, okay, I'm gonna go, like, he answered the phone and he said, okay, I'm gonna go see what mom's doing. And then mom came to the rescue, got her, like, I got her like a towel, you know, a little tiny towel, and like a blanket almost. And oh my god, it was like the most beautiful thing. I've seen like researched on like how like they how birds, like small birds, would go and try to fly out of its nest to try to be independent, I guess. And so it feels hot in here, guys, but bear with me. So once they become independent, they fly off, and they live their life. They're congratulations, you just turned into an adult, you can fly now. And I guess sometimes when they don't fly at the first time, they end up falling from the their nest, and they either have to get up, or like, I don't know how, but it's always been an ongoing issue in my parents' backyard. But my mom was able to put it in a small basket. It was so nice to see like the mama bird coming again, and feeding them. And it was just so precious. My mom told me not just to go outside, close enough to scare off the mama bird. But oh my god, it was so unreal. I was like, wow, that is so sweet. Like, my mom got to save these birds, with the help with my dad, and my brother and me. But it was pretty cool. During that time, or during this time, I got to see the mama bird, feeding today. So it was so cool. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry for not getting more interesting news. I'm just waiting for that pay period to get the new game Elden Ring, so I can actually play it and stream it. And it's gonna be so awesome, guys. I cannot wait for this. I'm not sure what character I'm gonna be, but it's gonna be interesting to see how I'm gonna be playing this. Now, I'm not sure if I want to play it like how I would play it, which is like being serious in a role. I love being like a hero in a game. I like to be like the good guy, like I like to do good things inside of a video game. But if I'm like a villain and just freaking can go crazy at it, then I would go obnoxiously villainous in that game. But I don't know, we'll got to see if we're gonna go peaceful mode or savage mode, without sounding so cringe, I guess. But yeah, if you guys made it this far, please like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely love the feedback. And so I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, bye.